As people, we're really bad at taking the corrective actions we need to fully and immediately. So we tend to justify our lack of action with, oh, maybe we didn't need too much this time. But really, when we've got things like projects or sprints or sales, whatever, that aren't performing the way we do, we really need to respond quickly and with clear responses. Responding with the clear, accurate responses and responding quickly requires us to have a plan for this. This is the difference between utilizing our manager you brain and your worker you brain. So the difference is, if you think about a New Year's resolution to eat healthier, but then it's Saturday afternoon, you're on the couch and perhaps that third beer or that bag of chips looks rather delightful, and so you dig in. It's the same thing in our teams. We might have steps we know tend to work for fixing a situation, as I said, whether that's sales or projects, or particularly I'm going to talk about whether that's our sprints or our iteration management. If they're going off track, we want to do things to react to them quickly. Firstly, you're going to need to have some sort of indication of where they're at. A simple red, amber, green system. When they're green, obviously you don't need to do anything. When it's amber, it might be the usual caution, and you might have a couple of steps here. But when it's red, the moment that red light goes on, or the moment it switches to that stage, you should have some pre-planned responses that you're going to take, some different actions to what you've been doing up until now, because obviously those aren't working, to really hit it before it really goes off track. So these should be a warning system before everything goes wrong, that it's trending towards going wrong. But the critical point is picking a line in the sand that the moment you cross it, you implement these reactionary steps. So we call this an alternate response system. You need to plan these alternate responses when you're in the green zone, when you are in a good frame of mind, everything's going well, and you say, oh, look, realistically, we don't like doing these things, but A, B, and C, whether if it was a cash situation, like ringing the customer every day to chase up that cash, if it's back in, say, a sprint or an iteration situation, it's communicating to the customer more frequently throughout the day, communicating amongst the team. Perhaps you do twice as many stand-ups or update meetings as you normally would. Whether it's letting people know when that task is going to be ready for the next person in line and giving them a countdown of when you're going to hand over so they can get onto it immediately. Whatever it is, there's these things that are annoying and they feel a bit heavy to do day to day, but we know they work. We just don't like doing them. If we don't have them in a system like this, we're likely to come up to the red light and not react, or to react a bit too lightly. They're there for a reason, and the moment you hit it, you should react with those steps. And you need to agree all of those as a team. This is generally a team by team thing because the team's committing to their steps. That team over there, they might be running, sprints and iterations and stuff the same way you are, but they might have a different set of reactions, which might depend on the people in the team and what works for them and what they know works. So it really needs to be personalized by the team. It needs to be owned by the team that, this is what we're going to do. The other thing that's going to do is, as people get close to it, they're going to start to automatically implement their own steps throughout that amber area to not get to the red steps. So what you want to do is have a clear list of these rules apply, they're non-negotiable. Once we hit red, that's it, we're doing it. For whatever situation you're in, you need some clear system to know where you are in red. It can't be ambiguous, it can't be an opinion. You need some sort of hard cut measure that once we're here, we're off track or we're at risk of getting off track and we need to react now. And the team needs to be accountable to one another to all be following those steps until you get back out of the red. That's how an effective recovery is going to work in any situation. And it's especially useful in the day-to-day work management of team environment, because that's something because it doesn't feel as urgent as something like cash flow, there's often less structured things in place. But having these steps, they're not going to kill you. They're just going to be a bit uncomfortable until you get back on track. They are actually going to ensure that you have a smooth, steady flow, because that's what you want. You don't want interrupted and surging and things running late and everything. You want to be able to have a clear escalation system with predetermined points that you can't just wriggle out of. So there's the tip, implement that in your teams and they will go far more smoothly. If you like today's video, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more of these. Don't forget to share it around so that other people can get some of this value out of it too. And of course, say hi in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Cheers.